Hi everyone, so today we're going to be taking you step by step through this beautiful bridal look that I did on Taylor today. This is a very simple, just pretty look, so you can use this even if you're going to take some photos or if you just want to look good for a special night out. I'll be walking you through this look step by step. So the first step that we're going to do is that we're going to get an amazing coverage on the skin, and we're going to do that using the Weis Cream Foundation, and I'm using the shade Like Porcelain on Taylor today. I'm just going to pick that up with this brush right here and then apply light strokes all over the skin to get the optimal coverage. Now, especially for photos and stuff, you want to make sure everything is blended down onto your neck. So I'm going to do that now. I'm just going to kind of take the foundation and just blend it down onto the neck. And this will help like in any photos so that you don't look like you're really like white in the face and then not blended down on the neck. So it'll just give a really nice blend. So the next step is going to be concealer. And because you're going to be in front of the camera, you'll want something that has maximum coverage. So I really like to actually use the BB Cream by Iredale as an under eye concealer. It gives amazing coverage. And I'm going to just apply just a little bit right here. Can you guys see that? That's just a little bit. That's all you're going to need for the under eye. And this is actually plenty. And I'm going to use the shade BB3 on Taylor here today. I'm just going to use a concealer brush. I'm using the one by Antonym, and it's number 5. I'm going to take that on my hand, and then I'm going to apply right there to the under eye. So I'm going to use the brush, kind of get the coverage that I want, and then we'll go back in and we're going to kind of just tap it in with our ring finger, just like this. So now that we have the skin looking amazing and flawless, we've used the concealer underneath the eyes, we're going to use a blush. And just we're going to use something that has a really peachy, pretty undertone that'll really pop on camera. And I'm going to use it. It's from Antonym today. And that has a little bit of a luminizer in there. And I'm just using the Iredale chisel brush. I'm just going to pick up just a little bit of powder here. And then I just like to tap off any excess there on my hand. And then just lightly start dusting it on the cheeks. So then you can kind of just move it back to the hairline and then continue to build your color. That'll really pop on camera. Now, once you have the desired amount of blush on, you're going to want to put a little bit of a highlighter on top. After you do so, you may want to go back in with a little bit more blush, but I'm going to use the Weis highlighter in the color Radiance. I'm going to pick that up with my finger, and I'm going to tap that just right here, and I'm going to kind of do this before I blend it out, just so you guys can kind of see the placement. Right there on the cheekbone. Then I'm going to go and I'm going to blend that back out. Now when you take a photo and you turn to the side, you're going to have this beautiful glow right there. And so I really, really enjoy this product, especially on camera. So once you've got your luminizer on, you're going to want to go in and you're going to want to set the face makeup. To do so, you're going to have to use some powder. Powder really helps to set your makeup for all day, especially if you're going to be taking any photos or anything like that. So I'm going to use the Antonym, and I'm going to use their, it's a baked mineral powder. It's got luminizing properties, so it looks really pretty on the skin. And I'm going to use their kabuki brush, and I'm just going to kind of pick that up. Again, tapping off any excess, and then I'm just going to kind of apply all over the skin. And I kind of like to use nice little tapping motions instead of blending, because that tends to kind of rub the makeup off. So you can see how I just use these tapping motions, and then I want to blend down here onto the neck as well. So now that you have your features popping, you're going to want to move on to your eyes. And I'm going to first use a lid primer by Iredale. I'm using their canvas lid primer, and I'm just going to pick that up with my finger, and I'm going to lightly apply that all over the lid. This is going to really help the shadows stay on, and I like to move it on the inner corner of the eye too to kind of create a little bit of a glow. So now that you have your primer on, you're going to go back in with your shadow. I'm going to use 2 colors on Taylor today. I'm going to blend them together, and I'm going to use the Iredale Dreamy Pink and their Supernova. It's colors I like to use for brides a lot because it just makes this really kind of, if you can see the shade that it makes, this kind of like really pretty purple color. And it's very modern, and it just looks very romantic. I like to use a really fluffy brush, so I'm just going to use their blending brush, and I like to just pull up the crease and then just kind of start right in through there with just some nice sweeping motions. So once you have about the desired amount of color, you're going to want to go in and you're going to want to use a lighter color to kind of blend out and perfect the eyeshadow. I'm going to use the color Cloud 9 by Weis. It's my favorite nude because it has a little bit of a gold undertone, so it just tends to look very natural on the skin. And so you'll just go in and you'll blend out any raw edges on the top of the shadow. Turn towards me. So right up there by that brow bone, just kind of sweep it across. You can do the inside of the eye as well, right in through here. You can see how that just nicely blends the shadow out for you. So now that you have your eyes done, you're going to move on to brows. And you really just, especially when you're going to be in front of the camera, you want to define the brows because they can really make the face. And so I'm just going to pick up a little bit of this powder, and this is from the Jane Iredale BB Brow Kit. I'm using my professional length brush, but this kit does come already preset with some brushes. And I like to kind of just start in the middle of the brows and then move it back. This keeps everything looking really nice and natural. So now that you have your brows done, you're really going to want to define the eyes. And you're going to want to do that with an eyeliner. Now, I really like this one by Antonym. And this is just a black liner. It's really creamy, so really nice and easy to use on the eyes. And what I love most about it is that it's also going to be a little bit of water resistant. So if you tend to tear up or anything like that, it's not going to run down your face, which is really nice. You want to just sharpen it. And I just like to kind of dull out the pencil a little bit like that. And then go ahead and close for me. Then you want to pull up the eyelid and get really nice and close to that lash line. And you don't need to worry about making a perfectly straight line because we're going to go back in and we're going to blend this out. And then you're going to just want to apply some mascara. You can also use false lashes. Obviously, they're not going to be natural, but for if it's a special occasion, I'll kind of allow it. But I also like the Per-fekt Lash Perfection Gel, and I think if you do like 2 to 3 coats, it kind of gives that really nice false lash look. Go ahead and look down for me. So last, we're going to move on to the lips. I'm going to really define the lips, and I'm going to use a natural color. I'm going to use the Jane Iredale Spice, and this is going to go on the lips, and we're going to kind of feather it in to make the lips look really nice and full. This will also help with staying power. So next I'm going to use a lip stain by Jane Iredale, and I'm going to use the color Compulsion. It's a nice neutral, but it has just enough pop to look really nice on camera and just gives that really pretty, beautiful look. What I love about her stains too is that they'll stay on all day and then they're non-drying on the lips. And then I love that it has a little gloss on the end, so we're going to take that and we're going to apply that just right there in the pad of the lips. Just going to kind of tap it in. And then for the finale, my favorite product again, the Kjaer Radiance. I'm going to take just a little bit of that. So I like literally just tap that product, and then I just tap a little bit in that lip. And you can go ahead and just blot together just lightly, hon. And you can see that gives such a pretty shimmer to the lip. It gives so much dimension. Okay, so now hopefully you feel confident at pulling off this beautiful bridal look that we did on Taylor today. It's very simple, and we're going to make sure that we link to all the products that we used in the description box. Thanks so much for watching.